What's up, you sweaty nerds and greasy degenerates? Guinaifen comes out in Honkai Star Rail relatively soon, so it's time to find out whether it is worth pulling for a Guinaifen or possibly saving for 1.5 and beyond. So let's dive in. Guinaifen is a character that walks along the path of nihility, and she will be dealing fire-type combat damage. So a lot of folks are really excited about her, including myself, because she will be able to elevate the power level of DOT teams and Kafka teams as a whole, because she will be dealing fire DOTs in the form of burn. But she may have something up her sleeve to help elevate fire team compositions as well. Guinaifen's real name is actually Guinevere, and she does not originate from any of the Xianzhou ships. So her close friend Su Shang gave her the nickname Guinaifen to help her fit in on the Xianzhou Lo Fu. Gui means fine wood, nice, and Nai means to exist, and Fen means fragrant. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, her kit and abilities, the meat and potatoes, which were revealed to us in the special programming for patch 1.4. Alright, Guinaifen's skill is called Blazing Welcome. When using her skill, she launches a firecracker at her enemies, which deals blast damage, meaning it hits the target enemy and the enemies on the sides of the main target. 3 enemies in total. The main target takes most of the damage, and the enemies on its sides take a reduced amount. Her skill also has a chance of inflicting burn on enemies in the form of a DOT, so she will want to probably be built with some effect hit rate in order to guarantee that enemies take the burn DOT. How much effect hit rate she will need will be dependent on how much effect hit rate she releases with on her stats and traces. Guinaifen has a trace called High Pulls, which will cause Guinaifen's basic attack to have a chance to inflict burn on enemies as well, potentially giving you more opportunities for DOT. Her basic attack is called Standing Ovation and deals single target damage, and it should scale just like most other characters' basic attacks in the game. So far, she reminds me a lot of Sampo, but with burn instead. Apparently, the Xianzhou legends say that artists use firecrackers to fend off beasts, which is why Guinaifen uses firecrackers in combat herself. The same legends state that nobility would support the artist financially for their support with this problem, further proving that artists need to do anything they can to make money these days, which is probably why Guinaifen is also a streamer. Her signature lycone is even called Subscribe for More. And on that note, subscribe to the channel if you want more Honkai Star Rail content. Thanks, Guinaifen. Anyways, her talent is called Patreon Benefits, but it's kind of like spelled like Patreon Benefits, because apparently Hoyoverse like their dad jokes and puns. And it works like this. If Guinaifen is on the battlefield and an enemy takes burn damage, there is a chance that they will enter the Fire Kiss state. Fire Kiss is apparently not removable, like a DOT or other debuffs would be. At least that's how it is labeled. Meaning, I don't think the enemy can self-cleanse to remove it, which is pretty strong. Fire Kiss is also stackable and appears to last for 3 turns, according to the image shown in the special programming. In this image, it appears that the effect of Fire Kiss is a debuff, causing the enemy to take 7% increased damage, which doesn't seem like much, but don't forget this effect is stackable, and in the special programming it was not specified that Guinaifen had to be the character to inflict the effect. So this means it's possible an ally might be able to proc this as long as Guinaifen is on the battlefield. So Guinaifen might help unlock the potential of fire teams, or at the very least pairing Guinaifen with another fire character. It's uncertain if there is a cap to how many times that Fire Kiss can stack, so be warned we don't know the full potential of Fire Kiss yet. But in the special programming, there was another image that showed Fire Kiss stacked up to 21% damage, meaning the effect should be able to stack at least 3 times. 7% damage times 3 is 21% after all. And interestingly enough, the same image showed 3 turns left on the effect. So this was either manipulated for the showcase or potentially procced in combat by more than one character in battle, or even potentially Guinaifen is able to proc this a lot more reliably than it seems based on the simple amount of information we have on our kit so far. And it was in fact labeled as a debuff, despite also being highlighted as unremovable. Now on to her ultimate, called Watch This Showstopper, where she literally summons a pack of D-Tings and blows them up on the enemy in the form of a yet another firecracker. How could this ultimate be so cute and yet so cruel? Anyways, the ultimate is more like a bomb than a firecracker because it deals fire damage to all enemies in the form of an AoE, with some added bonus. Enemies already inflicted with burn take additional damage. Combo, baby! It is set to a certain amount or a certain percent of the fire damage, just so that y'all know. So this is kind of interesting because it reminds me of Kafka's ultimate, only that it is capped to fire damage DOTs instead of all DOTs. Still a little uncertain of the exact effect it will have, but in the imagery from the special programming, it seems to damage all enemies like an AoE and also detonate all their burn DOTs as well, which basically would be like Kafka's ultimate, but locked to only affect fire DOTs. Anyways, interestingly, the special programming didn't go over her technique, but in the imagery they showed, she throws a firecracker at the enemy and it begins battle. So it seems like it will more than likely deal increased fire damage to a fire weak enemy, and unfortunately may not have much more effect than that in battle. However, that has yet to be publicly released, so I wouldn't look much into her technique as it stands right now until she actually releases in the game. Alright, the boring part's over. So I wasn't sure what to think about Guinaifen at first, admittedly, but after taking a look at her kit, she kinda looks like if Sampo and Luca and Kafka got together, had a threesome, and then 9 months later had a baby. And that's kind of what Guinaifen looks like. She's able to slap on DOT burns with her basic attack and her skill like Sampo. She's able to hit 3 enemies at once like Kafka and like Sampo, although Sampo's a little bit more RNG. Her AoE is a lot like Kafka's as well, but with kind of like only limited to fire damage. And she also has debuffing effects a lot like Luca as well. So, should you pull for Guinaifen? Well, if you have a Kafka or a DOT team, I think it's a no-brainer. You pull for Guinaifen. But just be warned, 4 stars aren't guaranteed. Although the odds are in your favor, you could be that unlucky soul that tries to pull for Ting Yun and it takes 119 pulls to get the Ting Yun. I've actually seen that happen before, so don't think it's impossible. And then of course people sometimes pull the 4-star they want on the first 10 pull. It's just a matter of luck and whether you're willing to take the risk or not. She does have viability as well with fire type team comps. It's not the most meta team, just be warned, this isn't some oh my god, I must use her for my fire type team. She will elevate fire type team capability, but she's not necessarily going to like make your account clear MOC 10 3-star guaranteed. It's just a fun off meta team comp that I think I might actually try potentially, because I'm pulling for Topaz and Guinaifen will be on the same banner. I also have a Kafka team, so for me this is an easy no-brainer. Like I'm getting Guinaifen, guys, okay? It's happening. But not everybody has that type of situation, and if the situation doesn't work for you, then don't pull. Don't feel bad, don't have FOMO, just skip for something more interesting in the future, because as cool as Guinaifen might be, trust me, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming in the future. You don't need to pull right now. If you're still playing the game several months from now, there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff coming your way, okay? So, take a look at your account, find out if it's worth it for you to do it if you want. If you really love the character, you think they're cool, waifu husbando over meta, guys, okay? If you've been playing the game for a while, you can probably clear MOC 10 with 3 stars by now, or, you know what I mean, if you're newer to the game, you should be able to do it relatively soon. It's just a matter of time, okay? So have fun in the game. Make those off-meta fun builds if you want. Enjoy yourself, okay? Other crazy, fun, good characters are coming in the future, so don't feel bad. Don't feel like it's FOMO if you don't get, like, Guinaifen right now, okay? You got Ho-Ho, a healer that buffs and gives energy regen coming. You got Argenti, AoE physical coming. Hanya, these are all 1.5, by the way. Hanya has skill point regeneration attached to her kit, okay? And 1.6 has some juicy stuff coming as well. So, just be warned, there's fun stuff coming. You don't have to pull for Guinaifen. Anyways, if this video was helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, because if you do, Guinaifen might let you touch your butt. Anyways, I'll catch you next time. Peace.